Roblox Billionaires. You all know them and love them. And among the entire history of Roblox, only a handful of people were able to define all the odds and became the richest players on the platform. I made a video a few months back talking about the stories of how modern players became the richest players on Roblox. And it made me think of the most important question people have been asking for. Who were the first ever Roblox billionaires? How did they earn their wealth? And how they rose from the shadows and were the first to make billions of Robux. Let's jump into the stories of how these users became Roblox's first billionaires. Asimo and BadCC would both join Roblox in the early stages of 2009 as two normal gamers who started playing Roblox and having fun. But Asimo didn't want to be the casual Roblox players you see today, as he had a natural passion for development and wanted a game to go big. So he would quickly go to work on his first major project, called the 2009's classic longest obby, which was a normal obby, but really long. And with other popular games like Ultimate Marble Rider, as well as many other projects, Asimo would quickly rise to become a key developer for Roblox. But you can't mention Asimo without BadCC, and vice versa. And BadCC didn't start development right away, as he was a normal player like you and me. But after a few years, he would find a true passion for development, and the main thing he thrived at was programming. So in 2015, he would start scripting for other people, as well as himself, and it would only be a matter of time before people would see his true potential. Asimo realized that he found a diamond in the rough, and BadCC realized that this is the guy that could help him succeed. And with the combined efforts of both of them, they will release their first ever game as a duo, which is known as Volt, which was a fan-made project based on the Disney's famous ride, known as Tron. But for legal reasons, they switched it to Volt. And it did very well for their first game, as they got nearly 10 million visits and won a Bloxy, which was incredible for both developers. But sadly, the game would start to die out, and Asimo and BadCC wanted to focus on other projects. They went on their separate paths, and were beginning to move on with their lives. But after only a few months, they would come back together to make another game. And it was nothing special, as Asimo was working on his modeling skills as well as building all together, while BadCC would improve his programming. And in January of 2017, they would work on their hit game, which you all know as Jailbreak. But to both Bad and Asimo, they were just making the game for fun, as they weren't too sure that this game would even live up to the expectations that Volt was able to do. But they worked on the game for months, and in April 26, 2017, Jailbreak would finally be released to everyone. And to say that the game lived up to the expectations would be an understatement. In the only 6 months since the game released, the game would hit milestones that no other game had ever hit before. They became the fastest game to hit 1 billion visits at the time, which was unheard of to the Roblox community, and won an astounding 14 Bloxy Awards in a row in 2017, which caused some people to get upset, but in 1 year of the game releasing, they would make billions of Robux in revenue, and at the time, they were the only duo to ever be able to do this. And although the game has started to slow down in recent times, we cannot ignore the revolutionary impact that these two developers have had in the Roblox community, as their imagination and creativity helped make one of the greatest games in Roblox history. But Asimo and BadCC made a game that was in the limelight for a brief era on Roblox. But one Swedish developer would go on to revolutionize the most popular genre in Roblox history. Queptus first joined Roblox in June of 2014, and although what he did before Roblox is unknown, what we do know is that he started making games as soon as he joined Roblox on past accounts in 2011 that no longer exists on the platform. But as time moved on, Queptus would get better and better at building. So in 2014, he would go on to create one of the largest games of all time, as he would create Welcome to Bloxburg, where you can be anything you want to be, as you can build and decorate your own home while working jobs inside of the game. As Bloxburg was nothing more than starting as an empty base plate, and more features were added as time moved on. But the game was still not released to the public for years, and in 2016, the game would finally be released. But Queptus did something back in 2016 that was unheard of in the Roblox community. He made the game paid access. This would mean you would have to pay Robux to be able to play this game. And Robux was not easy to get back in the day, as games like this weren't around back then. But with the game still in beta testing, as well as needing to make major updates to the game, Welcome to Bloxburg looked like it wasn't going to receive much success until the game was released to everyone. But as soon as this game became paid access, players started to buy access to play it, which for Queptus was absolutely mind-blowing, as he was seeing thousands of people start playing this game at times, which for a paid access game was thought to be impossible. This opened the door for Queptus to start taking this game seriously, and what this man accomplished since making the game available for players was the craziest roller coaster I've ever seen on Roblox. After 2 years of being available for players, Welcome to Bloxburg had an average of 10,000 concurrent players and hundreds of millions of visits. Which, keep in mind, this game was paid access. And with the game allegedly having 7.5 million sales in that period, Queptus instantly went from being a nobody with a passion project to catapulting into one of the richest players in Roblox history. But everything would change in 2022, as Queptus maintained his player base throughout the next few years. But as much as the money and the glory felt nice to Queptus, in the long run, he realized that his game was not reaching the potential he wanted, as he had very little help with this game, and constantly trying to come up with ideas as well as updates is no easy task. So in a move never seen on Roblox, Queptus decided to do this. Queptus decided he needed more help, so he decided to step down as the owner of Welcome to Bloxburg and handed it to Coffee Stain Studios for $100 million. And although there is a narrative that says he sold the game, that is not entirely true, as Queptus now helps develop the game behind the scenes. But even with him doing this revolutionary move, we all should appreciate what this man has done for the entire Roblox community, as with his brilliant concepts, as well as making a very polished game, he was able to make one of the greatest Roblox games to ever exist. But even though this man defied all odds and made billions of Robux, he joined Roblox at the right place at the right time. But there is one player who has been on Roblox since the very beginning and was able to thrive on his hit game despite Roblox's ups and downs, as we have the creator of the most memorable Roblox game of all time, Dude1. Dude1 joined Roblox in October of 2007 and quickly fell in love with development, as only a month after making his Roblox account, he would make his very first Roblox game, titled Work at the Krusty Krab, which was a fan-made game based off the famous show SpongeBob SquarePants. And only a few months afterward, he would end up losing his game due to copyright reasons. But he really loved the game and wanted to use the same formula as he already had done before. So he would switch it from Krusty Krab to a local pizza place. And in 2008, he would work on one of the most iconic Roblox games to ever exist on the platform, as we would have Work at a Pizza Place. Dude1 would make the game public for beta testing in early 2009, and the game instantly became a fan favorite, as it averaged hundreds of players every single day and would be ranked in the top 20 games of 2009 on Roblox. But throughout the next 4 years, Do It 1 started to slow down with development, as back in 2009, you got paid Robux based off of visits, and with Do It 1 getting millions of place visits every year, he was one of the wealthiest developers in the early era of Roblox, and would start falling into the shadows of Roblox. But there is one thing about Roblox games that most players forget. Less is more. And with games like Work at a Pizza Place, the simplicity of the game is what made players fall in love with the game in the first place. So Do It 1 would add minor updates to keep the game fresh, with the goal of making the game as simple as possible while elevating it at the same time. So in 2015, the game would become the first in Roblox history to surpass 100 million visits, and after 2015, it would only go up from here. After 16 years of being on Roblox, the game still maintains over 10,000 concurrent players, was favorited by over 12 million players, and is about to surpass the 5 billion visits mark, which only a handful of games have accomplished. And what Do It 1 has shown is that with the most simple concepts, but elevating them, you can achieve unbelievable successes on Roblox and earn billions of Robux. But doesn't that make you realize, as much as these players were the first to become the richest of the rich, there are more players and stories out there that are worth talking about. So if you guys enjoyed this video, comment below what developers I should talk about next, and join my Discord server, link in the description of this video. But until then, I'm out. Peace.